Was this a statement win from Brazil? What was Brazil trying to say in this match? Was Brazil putting it out there that, hey, we are here to win this tournament? Was Brazil saying, listen, don't count us out. We are the Samba boys, remember now. We are the Seleção. We can turn it on. We can play control football. We can play complete football and make it look easy. Was this Brazil putting on a marker that, hey, yeah, we are Brazil? Welcome back to JJ's Football Corner, and let's get into the match. So Brazil just beat Scotland 3-0, and I must say I was very pleased with this performance. Very, very pleased with this performance. This was Brazil's most comfortable win, most complete performance, they just looked at ease. They defended well, they passed the ball well, they moved the ball well, and it was just a great performance from the boys. The difference maker, let's start with the difference maker. Once again, the difference maker was Vinicius Jr. We've come to expect it at this point. Now, say what you want about Vinicius' off the ball antics at times. Vinicius Jr. is a divisive figure in football. Some like him, some don't like him. What you cannot deny is the talent of the man. Vinicius Jr. is one of the most lethal football players I've seen in recent times. He's like a bloodhound for goals. Like once he senses that, hey, look man, I can absolutely bury this, or once he senses, you know what, I can probably dribble past this defender. I'm quicker than this defender. I'm gonna just run at him. He has that killer instinct that a lot of the minnows, sorry for calling them minnows, but some of the lesser teams then are the teams that we don't really expect to win or do as well. That's a better way to put it. In this World Cup, they don't have players that are killers in that sense. In terms of once they get the ball near the goal, they have a scent for a goal. That was Vinicius Jr. today. He pounced on every defensive mistake they made. He was just at them from minute one. He was just at them. Great performance from him. He's gone 4 goals this World Cup now. He's definitely in the running for the Golden Boot along with Messi and a few others. Absolutely stellar performance from Vinicius. Hands down. Just, he's been building up momentum. Brazil and a whole has been just building up momentum throughout this World Cup. But Vinicius just looked the part today. He looked like the guy. He looked like, he wants to take Brazil by the rein and make the other countries just realize that, hey, look, we're a serious outfit. We are here to win. We're here to put down a marker that, hey, don't just underestimate us. Don't look at us and be like, okay, we're not Ronaldo. We're not Kaká. We're not Rivaldo. We're not that 2002 team that was practically unbeatable. But we still have talent and we still have grit and determination to do very well in this tournament. It was a great performance from Vinicius Jr. To shift focus now to Scotland. I just spoke about the fact that Scotland lacked that killer instinct. There were parts of the game where Gannon Doak looked really well on the ball. Robertson as well, Liverpool legend, one of my favorite players ever. As you know, I'm a Liverpool supporter. They played well. They were trying to move the ball well. McGinn, very industrious as usual. Tried to move the ball well. But again, when you get the ball in the final third, you have to make use of it. That's something that the African teams have been guilty of this World Cup as well. Many a times we've seen Senegal, Ivory Coast, these teams have the ball near or in the box, near the box. And sometimes it's just that decision making, that quick decision making to lay off the pass or to just take a shot or to just see that the defense is a little bit, off from there so you can just play that through pass, through a gap somewhere. These teams lack that cutting edge. And that's the difference. That's the difference between the Brazils of this world and the Scotlands of this world. And it's sad because again they were very industrious. They gave an effort. It's not like they just came there and rolled over. They didn't roll over. They played that. They played a very. To me, they played a very solid game, right? But again, they lack the cutting edge going forward. And if you lack the cutting edge going forward, you need to take a page out of Cape Verde's book. If you lack the cutting edge going forward, then you have to be able to defend well. You have to be able to defend well. 2 defensive errors, match over. 2-0. Actually, it should have been 3-0. But, VAR ruled out a goal that I thought was very soft. That's just my opinion. You can disagree with that. I thought it was a goal. VAR ruled it out. The ref knows more than I do, clearly. But you have to defend well if it is that you're not gonna, you don't have that cutting edge. But overall, Scotland's World Cup has been a bit lukewarm. Let me just say lukewarm. They made a good effort of it, right? That you would expect from a Scottish team. I think they can be proud of their performance against Morocco. Haiti, I think they should have beaten Haiti by more than 1-0, but it's a win. They won. But what that has set up now is that the goal difference might not be enough for them. Currently, they're safe, but we have a ton of other matches to play. They might not, make it into that best of 8 to progress to the round of 32. But it is what it is. Their World Cup might be over. But I thought they made a good attempt of it. That's my view on that. Back to Brazil. Brazil is building up some good momentum. They finished on top of Group C. Going into it, there was a lot of question marks. I remember in the last video I said, why didn't they bring Joe Pedro? But, Cunha has stepped up. He got a goal today. He got 2 goals in the previous match. Cunha has stepped up as well. You understand me? And he slotted into to that slot where I thought Joe Pedro would have played. And so they build momentum. They finished on top of the group. This was a very comfortable win. I like how they played. I like how they defended. They didn't give up much chances to Scotland. It was just a solid performance, and really happy to see a solid Brazil performance. Ancelotti has them playing conservatively so far, so perhaps in the knockout stages, they can go up another gear. That's the hope, that they can go up another gear. See how far they go. Neymar. We have to talk about Neymar. I was one of those guys who I never exactly wanted Neymar to be at the World Cup. I didn't think he did enough in the domestic season to warrant a call-up. But I am also a fan of nostalgia. I'm a fan of the dream. Now, how great would it be for Neymar in quite possibly his last World Cup to, in a knockout game, just come on and score? Because I doubt he will start. But you just come on and score a winning goal. That's the beauty of football. You understand me? Like, football write these kind of stories all the time. On the back of this performance, I thought that Neymar had a subdued performance. But again, I'm not going to judge him harshly because he is coming off an injury. This was more about him getting game time. And I'm just glad that he played about 20 to 25 minutes, and he was not injured. That's what I'm happy about. To be honest, I'm just happy that Neymar is not injured. Because I was worried about him coming into this tournament, whether he would be fit enough. Again, going back to what I said previously, I thought Joe Pedro should have made this World Cup. I still stand by that. I know that Cunha is doing a good job, but I would have carried Joe Pedro instead of Neymar. But again, like I said, the nostalgia and the feel-good factor of him being there, we heard the crowd when he came on, how they cheered. I felt happy seeing him come on the pitch. I have to admit that. I felt happy seeing him come on the pitch. So, once again, great performance from Brazil there. I'm just proud of the boys, man. And, they finished on top of the group. They and Morocco finished. They actually finished at level with points, but a better head to head, or is it better goal difference? I think it's probably better goal difference between them and Morocco. Morocco is a Morocco is a dark horse for this tournament. I mean, they went to the semi final in the last World Cup, so they're a good team. They're a good team. They also play solid football. So let's see what else this tournament has to hold, man. I'm just happy for the win. Great performance from Vinicius Jr. Great performance in the midfield. Casemiro rolling back the years, putting in some good tackles there. And Alisson again. Alisson made some great. I don't even need to mention. Alisson is just that guy. He's just that guy. Alisson is just top tier footballer. And yeah, I enjoyed the match.